Hi, I'm Alex Snyderman, and I'm interested in the McKnight Visiting Composer Residence program because the music of Minnesota has been an incredible touchstone for me ever since I started trying to be a musician. And I started out trying to be a musician by writing songs. And um, my parents are old folk music lovers, and so I was exposed to a lot of Bob Dylan very early, who was you know definitely Minnesota. And as I got older, I was listening to contemporary music, of the time when I was a teenager, which was the '80s and '90s, and two incredibly important influences on my work that I was trying to formulate then uh, were Paul Westerberg and of the Replacements and Prince, who could probably have based himself anywhere in the world, but grew up in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, and chose to stay there, which I found really interesting. Um, and aside from those three specific people, um, there were a lot of other acts and a lot of the history, especially of the Minneapolis rock scene, which is one of the things I'm really interested in exploring. I have friends that live there. I'd like to immerse myself in that world for a little while I visit. But I'm also really interested in uh, the river that flows through Minneapolis and St. Paul and through all of Minnesota, I believe, which is the Mississippi. And the Mississippi is, in my experience, thought of in terms of music. It's really very strongly associated with music of the American South. And I'm interested in exploring the river just as kind of a touchstone, as an inspiration, and especially looking at the source uh, and thinking about that, and possibly even traveling up to Lake Itasca and looking, just like spending some time around that to try to gather some information. I'm interested in potentially using even these visits as sources for new material. I'm interested in developing songs. I'm interested in potentially some other instrumental pieces, some experimental pieces. I am very, very interested, especially in the Twin Cities, as a real center for artistic, you know, inspiration, and also like a long history of artistic excellence. My father was a theater professor, and I always heard about the Walker Arts Center and a lot of the programs that they had there. Um, you know, and it was really interesting to see that kind of dovetail with the with the amount of music that was there, both the rock scene that I was much more familiar with, and the incredible R&B scene that Prince certainly had a big hand in, but also there were so many people that came out of that that were able to make a really, really huge mark in music, uh, sort of across the world. The two names that come to mind right away for me are Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, because I'm a student of audio and record production, and they have done so much amazing work, um, aside from their initial work with the Time and with Prince and everything. But there is just a lot. There's a lot of inspiration there for me. My uh, I'm in the MFA program in Sonic Arts at Brooklyn College, and my department head, the creator and head of that program, was also the creator of the Sparks Festival there when he was teaching at University of Minnesota, and that's Doug Gears, and he was the one that actually encouraged me to apply to this. So there are a lot of different kind of disparate elements that my work encompasses. I have this history as a rock singer-songwriter. I've gotten more recently, into electronic music and instrumental composition. In between that, I was doing a lot of production, hip hop production, which was sort of my bridge into electronic music. And the music of Minnesota encompasses all those things, and I'm interested in spending some time and trying to learn what I can and be inspired. And I'm very, very excited about the possibilities. Thank you.